we will start the Shotsuki monthly memorial service of February with Kansho.
Welcome to the Hamilton Buddhist Temple online services. My name is Donna Koshiba. I am your Master of Ceremonies for today. We are pleased to have Yoshi Sensei from the Toronto Buddhist Church presiding. Today we are celebrating Nirvana Day. This celebrates the day that Shakyamuni Buddha passed into complete nirvana. We are also observing the February Shotsuki service where we remember our loved ones who have passed on. Please note that today's service is being recorded. This allows people who are unable to attend today to watch later. Only the service portion itself will be posted online.
We will start the Mokuso quiet meditation. So please close your eyes. Thank you. Please open your eyes and please join me Gassho, placing your palms together. And we recite Shomyo Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu,
Three treasures. How rare and wondrous it is to have been born into human life, and now I live it. How rare and wondrous it is to be able to listen to the Buddha Dharma, and now I'm able to hear it. If I do not transcend the world of delusion in this life, when will I ever attain spiritual liberation? May I, along with the entire Sangha, with sincere heart and mind, rely on that which can truly be relied on in life, the three treasures. I rely on the Buddha. May I, along with all sentient beings, awaken to the great path with my entire being and discover the highest aspiration, which is to become a Buddha. I rely on the Dharma. May I, along with all sentient beings, deeply reflect on the meaning of the sutras and gain wisdom that is as deep and vast as the ocean. I rely on the Sangha. May I, along with all sentient beings, become one Sangha of life, able to move forward and live with a dynamic spirit that is hindered by nothing. The unsurpassed, deep, and wondrous Dharma, even in, sorry, I can't see that word, of kalpas, is extremely difficult to encounter, but now I am able to experience and embrace it. May I come to understand and revere the meaning of the Tathagata. Oh, just one moment. And these are the Shotsuki names for this month. Sensei will now lead us in the chanting.
Yeah, thank you, Donna. Today we chant Soraiju, gathered in praise of Amida, composed by Dharma Master Tarun. And after Soraiju, we chant Junirai today. And I believe there is English translation in the PowerPoint. Yeah, thank you. Now we will start chanting 12来。慶主天に職業阿弥陀千両族尊在秘名安楽無料武士主意ね金色心情女戦のシャマタ両女蔵部両目上脈小蓮華古賀将来弥陀尊面前炎上女満が以降有女千日が少女天空くしら古賀将来弥陀尊観音頂戴観地有事中寿名相法称号のぶくげのまけまん古賀将来弥陀尊無備無垢交渉上習得経血尿国小さり薬徳自在古賀将来弥陀尊自法明門菩薩衆無量小魔上三段一生衆上管理記事古賀将来弥陀尊根体保険知正家前言少女名大座お膝上行線の古賀将来弥陀尊自法将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後尊厳上空行古賀将来弥陀尊小無常無我と薬尿水学伝養老一種説法無名字古賀将来弥陀尊非尊部説部悪名薬無尿人悪道夫修理死神教非尊古賀将来弥陀尊非尊無量法勉強無所主悪知心往生不退死亡大古賀 尊河川非尊苦毒死修善無変容海水小逆前言小上者衛生主上小非ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等正祭道北菩提心往上なこ。
Now we're going to hear from the Dharma talk from Yoshi Sensei.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning, everyone. おはようございます。So today we are gathering here for the Shotsuki of February monthly memorial service and Nirvana Day service. Today we chant Soul Raiju and Junirai. So I think many people like Junirai chanting because more melodical. And when I visit, can you hear? Is that okay?
Yep, we can hear you fine. Thank you.
Okay. So when I visit senior homes like Momiji, Ihong, or Castleville, many senior members request me to chant the Junirai because they. Oh, sorry.
You're still fine.
Okay. Yeah, because they enjoy the chanting Junirai, like more melody. Anyway, so we are followers of the Jodo Shinshu teachings. The Jodo Shinshu teachings tells us about the Amida Buddha's other centered power. We call it Tariki in Japanese. To receive the Amida's other centered power is the path of emancipation through the great activity of Amida Buddha. And we call that activity is Nembutsu path. Namo Amida Butsu path. The Nembutsu path is not for someone who has special talents or who can do all kinds of practices, but the path is accept all sentient beings just as they are, regardless of skill or abilities. Or in other words, the path does not require us to do practice or meditate hard because the compassionate activity that leads us to the Pure Land and Buddhahood. And then Amida Buddha is embodied in the voice of Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, to reach us whenever and wherever. And this teaching is not made by our founder Shinran Shoni, but also not by his master Honen Shoni. These teachings were given by Shakyamuni Buddha more than 2,500 years ago, when he was awaked the enlightenment in India. And the teaching has been transmitted from India to China, from China to Japan, Japan to Hawaii, Canada, and here to Canada. And they have remained unchanged. And I recently wondered if the teachings were truly and really unchanging. So today, I would like to talk about changing and unchanging. Yeah. So, sorry. One of the senior member told me he enjoyed listening to Dharma talk every time, but he also said, "Oh, Sensei, Jodo Shinshu Buddhist ministers always talk about how after this life we enter Nirvana in the Pure Land." So talking all the time about afterlife might not be interested for young people. And he also said, I think it would be better to talk about, for example, how to live. So, like, when you listen to the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist ministers Dharma talk, we always talk about Pure Land. So sounds like after this life. And he said he want to tell me I should change my Dharma talk style for the young people. So like he said, for example, you can talk how to live in this life. So I think he said to me, because now more young people visit the temple more frequently than before COVID. I'm not sure why, but after pandemic, I see the many young people visit the temple on Sunday, but also Saturday or weekday, like they just visit and see our temple and ask some questions as they leave. Oh, last time 70 high school students visited the temple, so it's a school trip. Yeah, so they visit temple or Christian church or other religious temples, and it was a good time. Anyway, I also think Shin Buddhist, Jodo Shinshu Buddhist ministers should pay more attention to the social issues and consider more about how we live our lives. And Buddhism does not only teaches us about afterlife. Like in general Buddhism, it also teaches us how to live as a Buddhist. That is how to follow the path of Buddha to attain enlightenment. So sometimes people confuse Buddhism teaches us how to live like a happy life, but our main purpose is how to attain enlightenment. Yeah. So it's really important, not making happy life, but because happy things is changed depend on the people. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about this topic the next time because so the main purpose in Buddhism is how to attain enlightenment. Then actually, when I was university student, I had seriously tried to attain enlightenment in Japan. I wanted to attain enlightenment when I was student. Or I also still would like to enlightenment, but I would like to attain enlightenment through my own power or through my own effort. So I went to the Tohokuji temple that belongs to the Zen Buddhism in Kyoto City for several years. And I woke up like at 3:30 and took the train and walked to the temple and arrived there at 5 a.m. and cleaned up the tatami mat and spent about 1 hour and 15 minutes doing the zazen, like sitting meditation. So, however, so after like 2 years, my legs had gotten used to the zazen. However, when I was not able to understand the true meaning of zazen. So I didn't know why we have to sit for 1 hour. Even though I did for 2 years, I didn't know what I was doing. So after a year later, I became friends with a Zen monk, and he gave me a great opportunity to speak with his master. And I was so nervous that I asked his master, what happened to people when they become enlightened? So I asked him, 悟ったらどうなるんですか? What happened after enlightenment? But he responded to me only few words. He said, even if you attain enlightenment, nothing changes in your life. So he said, even if you attain enlightenment, nothing changes in your life. 悟っても何も変わらへんで, he said. So I had believed that enlightenment would completely change my view of this life and dramatically transform how to live and lead me to good way in this life if I attain enlightenment. So therefore, when I heard his answer, I did not understand his words at all. And Buddhism also says this life is impermanent. Everything is constantly changing all the time. But he said, even if I attain enlightenment, nothing will change in my life. So I was so confused. And a few months later, I needed to come to Canada, not knowing what he wanted to tell me. So unfortunately, his words had left from my mind as I was busy at the Toronto Buddhist Church for many years. However, when I attended the funeral service and when I listened to the eulogy, I remembered his words again. So when I held, when I held the funeral service, the daughter who read the eulogy had lost both of her parents at the same time due to COVID. So because of the pandemic, we were unable to hold their funeral service immediately. So she felt a deep sense of loss and shut herself away in her home. So her husband suggested her to go cycling outside, which was her hobby. And in the eulogy, she said she did follow her husband's suggestion. And when she cycled the different places, she remembered so many things. And when she saw the parents and their child going to the grocery store, she remembered when she was a child, her mother took her shopping and gave her Kinder surprise, that toy in the chocolate. And when she saw a house that looked like the house she grew up in, she remembered that she had sat on the front steps of her house and ate popsicle with her parents. And when she cycled by the beach, she saw the parents calling to the children to come out of the water, just like her parents did. and it reminded her of her parents in the past, and she felt nostalgic and lonely at the same time. So then when she saw sorry. Then when she saw an elderly man walking outside by himself, it reminded her of her father who loved going outside for walking. These scenes were extremely painful for her because she was suffering in the depth of her grief. But the world was not changing at all. When we lose someone, we hope this world will stop and be there with us. So this world seems heartless when we see children running outside with energy, and when we can hear the laughter of our neighbors. So we feel as if we are being left behind because people carry on and this world flow as if nothing has happened. Even though we feel deep sadness. So this world has nothing changed. But after a while, she realized this is exactly the world she needed, because all these scenes reflected her own life, and she understood her parents gave her the wonderful life. And she tried to look for remembrance, not reflections of her loss, but of her treasured memories of her loved ones. And after listening to this eulogy, when I conduct funeral services, I always remember the words I was giving when I was a student. The Zen monk said, "Enlightenment does not change anything." I believe the monk wanted to tell me that even if I was enlightened, things in this world would not change to the way I wanted them, because this life is impermanent. So indeed, in Buddhism, it is said that all things are impermanent. Our lives or our view of life seems to change due to many causes and conditions. So it's important to consider how we live in this impermanent life. And it's also equally important to know after this life, we enter nirvana in the Pure Land. Because to learn how to die through the teachings of the Buddha is also related to thinking about how to live in this world that will not change as we wish. So sometimes, sorry, like a Four Noble Path, life is impermanent, life is interdependent, life is suffering, and we enter the nirvana in the Pure Land, Four Noble Truths. And when I explain life is impermanent, life is suffering, people ask me why life is suffering, because we cannot control our life. Or life is uncontrollable. Sometimes I said instead of life is suffering. So we cannot change, or even though we enlightenment, this world would not change as we wish. So that is why repeating many times, to learn how to die is important it's important equally as same as how to live in this life. And if I had to, I'm so sorry. If I had a choice about my death, would I want to feel anxiety about afterlife, or would I want to feel the unchanging benevolence of Amida by saying Nembutsu, who accepts me just as I am? I definitely would like to choose, or I definitely would like to close my eyes at the end of my life to leave everything to Amida Buddha with great relief. Amida is not a Buddha who orders or asks us to change. So at the end of my life, I will not have to worry about anything because I will be okay no matter what happened in my life. And Amida is the Buddha that is present in our lives, as the Nembutsu saying, it's good that just as you are okay just as you are at all times and in all places. That is why when I did the Makurayo service sometime, or the rest light service in the hospital or their house, sometime I hear senior members said, oh, I'm okay, because I know Amida Buddha accepts me just as I am. Amida does not order or ask us to change. So when I hear that words from the members, I'm really happy. And the Buddha's compassion and wisdom has not changed for hundreds and thousands of years. And it has been transmitted to us today through Shakyamuni Buddha, the seven great masters, and Shinra Shonin. And today we did Gasho to the never-changing teachings and our master's virtues through this Nirvana Day and Shotsuki Memorial Service. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to my Dharma talk. Thank you. Yeah, please join me, Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Namo Namo. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, for that Dharma talk. It was very interesting. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. May I be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. May I think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo. On behalf of the Hamilton Buddhist Church, I would like to thank Yoshi Sensei for today's Dharma talk, the Toronto Buddhist Church for supporting our temple and for providing us with Yoshi Sensei's service. We are also grateful for the support from the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temples of Canada National Board and from ministers and temples across Canada. The future services. The next service will be online, possibly March 12th at 11 a.m. We'll be having our annual general meeting within the next couple of months. This brings the formal portion of our services to a close. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Naman Dabutsu, Naman Dabutsu.